Hello everybody, this is the Historical Gamer once again, and today we're returning to Grand Tactician, the Civil War, our Let's Play series, playing as the Union in this new Grand Strategy and War game, where you can sort of command either the Union or the Confederates during the American Civil War, raising armies, issuing policies, assigning commanders, equipping troops, and then when armies meet, you get to fight tactical battles. In our last episode, we won yet another major victory against the Confederates in the Valley, and we are just trying to get through the winter. We've been mostly in winter quarters. I didn't want to go on a full-scale offensive because there are pretty big penalties to moving in the winter. I don't know if the AI gets charged them or not, but we've been kind of letting the AI attack us a few times throughout the winter, but I think we're going to hopefully start getting towards spring when we might see more action. One thing I am interested on doing before the spring campaigning season is taking another Confederate port. We already took Fort Macon off the coast of North Carolina, and I think we're looking at Norfolk to be our next target. And that's where we're picking things up here as the war is going pretty darn well for the Union. This was taken from a live stream from my Twitch channel from a couple of days ago. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave your thoughts down below, and I'll catch you guys at the end. And we're back. All right, so how's our Navy doing right now? Flying flotilla, they're still out there patrolling. Do we know if the Rebs have... Why does this have a skull and crossbone? Do they have sufficient supply, or what's the... Why do they have a skull and crossbone? They have no forage. But they don't have any horses. So that shouldn't matter, right? I can't even build a depot with these guys, so I don't really know whether it matters or not. Let's go take Norfolk, okay? Let's do that. How's the fleet at New York? They back to 100% yet? Close enough. All right, fleet. Go blow up Norfolk. You have almost 700 guns. And then we'll move the I can't move them by sea. Okay, so the core structure is open to us now. I don't know that I actually want to send them down there until we bombard these guys. Meanwhile, Hampton and the Army of the Potomac are both moving up. It's possible maybe they're both trying to move on the Department of Pennsylvania simultaneously. They may be close enough to support each other when the battle does start. But it's snowing again. AI, you hold your horses there. We'll do the core in a second. No, they're not close enough to support. I'm just going to auto-resolve that battle. That should be an easy victory. Yep. We lost 188 men. The enemy lost 817. What are these guys doing? Anyway, so we defeated the Army of the Potomac there. I didn't really want to fight a 3-to-1 battle there. It was going to be a victory. And we are bombarding Norfolk now. Fort condition. Wow, it's 16% already. Well, that was fast. Can we get these guys down there now? Yes. All right, go Go take Norfolk, boys. Or at least the fort there. So Hampton's going to kind of camp out, I think. The Army of the Tennessee and the Potomac both have sort of merged in the same place for 24,000 men. Hampton has 13,000 over here. So they have about 37,000 troops almost potentially able to stack up against the Department of Tennessee or Department of Pennsylvania. So that could be an interesting fight. Meanwhile, you can see we've got 10,000 troops on ships. That's using up almost half of our sea transport capabilities. We're losing a considerable amount of readiness while we're on those ships. Meanwhile, the Atlantic blockading squadron has just obliterated the fort at Norfolk. Didn't even use much of their readiness up. Didn't look like we took much damage at all. The fort condition's down to 2. So I think basically as soon as we get there, we'll probably launch an assault against the walls. A lot of penalties here for movement, though. Weather, low readiness, things like that. So they may not be in great condition to assault the enemy. Glorious victory at Fort Norfolk. We lost negative 13 men. How do you lose negative men? Hey, Stein, thanks for the sub. Or actually, sorry, not Stein. Lar, thank you for the sub. I don't know why Stein said sub time. You confused me. But Lar, thank you for the sub there. 5 months. Appreciate the support. And Stein, thank you for the sub. 16 months. There we go. Sorry, guys. I had to turn the alerts off. We had someone that one of you in the chat said is known for being involved in hate raids. Followed me with like 100 different accounts. So that was going to be obnoxious. So I turned that off. But I do see the support, so I appreciate it. All right, so Norfolk is ours. Orse Ferry, sir, you're going to be famous as the king of the fort. All right, so Fort Norfolk is ours. The fort's condition is abysmal. Coastal Army, I do want to transfer some troops into the Fort Norfolk garrison to strengthen it there. So let's do the coastal. That's dumb. Coastal Army, where you at? There we are. So let's go ahead and take uh 2,800 troops, the 1st Minnesota. Well, that's a very good commander. Let's take Halleck's brigade. Sorry, old brains, you're gonna sit out the war. And let's also take Robert's battery of artillery to supplement the garrison there. Kind of tempted to throw maybe one more brigade. Maybe Joseph Barnes' brigade. Just because Norfolk is a pretty exposed position. So we can always raise more troops. But that's going to throw about 5,000 troops into the fort. Which its current condition is not conductive to holding or doing anything. The Civil War Zombie Brigade. Damn right, coffee filter. All right, so Norfolk Harbor is ours, or Norfolk Port is ours, not port, fort. Does that blockade the enemy ports? I can't imagine at least no warships are going to be sailing through there. Why don't you go fight the Savannah Squadron down here? 2 enemy ships. Oh boy. We're going to outnumber them 3-1. I don't really want to fight that. Let's auto-resolve. I'm assuming McClellan can win that, right? Without my help? Yay, we won another victory. 1,700 enemy casualties versus 1,100 of our own. So we drove Hampton back. Good job, McClellan. All enemy ships escaped. God damn it. Can we ever finish these? Oh, the enemy unit disintegrates. We just wiped out that enemy squadron. Hell yes. The Savannah squadron disintegrates. So there were a couple of ships there. They scuttled. Even though it said we won the battle and they slipped away, they ended up scuttling themselves, I guess. Blockades. How are we doing here? This only shows enemy blockades. Elizabeth. Yeah, it doesn't show that. Huh. Okay, so I'm gonna send these guys back to New York. We'll just leave these guys in place. Presumably they're repairing, right? Yeah. It's going to take almost 5 months for them to fully repair the fort. But the more enemy forts we take, the more... Oh. The French are invading Mexico. Confederacy is impressing supplies and slaves. All right, where are we at, by the way? European intervention still 41%. It's March now. We can begin our campaign against the enemy. The weather is cleared. So we're going to move Buell's 37,000 men against the Army of the Shenandoah. Department of Pennsylvania is hanging out here, still technically in winter quarters. We don't have any policies because I forgot about that. Should we go with emancipation? Should we free the slaves? Diplomacy 2 might not be a terrible idea. Could go with confiscation as well. Pretty sure Norfolk's just a tent with a picket fence around it. Probably. We could also go industrialization level 3. What will it give us? Just better weapons and more subsidies for the industry. We also could, frankly, just use more money. More inflation. Well, that would be printer's note, actually. I'm not sure. I'm confused why there aren't more forts. Does anybody know? Is it just because I haven't detected the forts? Or is this literally all the enemy forts on the eastern seaboard? Have we taken everything? We could probably blast Charleston pretty good with this flotilla. Just probably need to send it back to port to get some more fuel. And probably a little bit more ammo. Because you see the forts on the map. Like if you go to Charleston, you see there's 3 forts here. But there's no icons for them, which is kind of throwing me off. Blockade the boys. David Glasgow Farragut. All right. Do we want to reorganize the Army of the Potomac now? So we can do corps. How do you do corps? Wait, the disgraced guy gets a corps or division? No. I did implement that policy, right? Yeah. It's active. Do I have to wait a couple days? All right, we're about to fight another battle. What's coming at us anyway? Is it just this small Army of the Potomac again? Well, if that's all it is, I'm not even going to bother fighting that. They don't even engage. They just immediately withdraw after taking 2 casualties. Good job, boys. All right, so March 8th. Ah, click the wrong. I don't want divisions. I want corps. Do you have to recruit him as an army? Military 2 policy allows creating tactically more flexible grand armies with corps. So how do I... Like, this has its own army now. But I want him to be a corps. I mean, I suppose I could just rename him, but it says it's an army. Does anybody know? I don't know how to do it. LMB to create a new division below this corps. So armies are corps? It doesn't make any sense. I don't like this. Whatever, I don't care. I'm not going to do that right now. Let's just keep cruising along. All right, it is March. We should probably advance in Kentucky now too, huh? So Grant, go take Knoxville. And you go take Nashville. So Sumner's been issued to go take Nashville, Tennessee. It is winter still, technically. The weather looks good. I mean, it's March. I don't see any snow. But boy, are they moving slow. Why are they still in winter quarters? Get out of your fucking winter quarters. Both these armies have excellent readiness. Like what, do you have to wait for April? All right, so Grant's about to move through the Cumberland Gap. It's March 20th now. We've retaken some towns in southern Kentucky that had been outside our control. The Army of the Cumberland is on the move. And we're taking Knoxville, boys. Oh, shit. Oh, wait, no, I was looking at the wrong thing. Also, once we take this town, are there any depots around here I can build up, or do I need to build a new one from scratch? Because we've got a food problem. We're starving! Alright, so Knoxville's ours. Build a depot now, because you have no food. Oh boy. Oh boy. There we go. That's more like it. So it looks like the Army of the Potomac is advanced against us in the valley again, but an unknown unit of 12,000 men and the Army of the Tennessee are all coming for us. They're coming for us, boys. 28,000 of our own men against 36,000 Confederate soldiers. That seems a little bit clunky, Lar. That does not seem well designed. Go to location. All right, so 8,400 enemy troops are going to show up first. Then after 14 hours, some 29,000 reinforcements will show up. Let's go ahead and fight this battle. I think this is going to be the largest battle that we fought so far. 38,000 Confederates versus 25,000 or 28,000 Union, 60,000 men total. No, I appreciate the information, Lara. I'm just making a comment about that, how that seems kind of clunky, but I do appreciate the info. You didn't design the game, did you? If you didn't, it's not your fault. All right, so we're going to be on the defensive. The enemy army is green, and the morale was reported to be broken. So I guess the one good thing is that, like, these guys fought that small battle before that we auto-resolved. So it's unlikely that the initial force is going to be super strong. All right, so what are our defensive positions? Greenwood Heights. Are those just those? Is it just those two objectives? Greenwood Heights and Berryville Pike. The enemy's coming on the map on this spot down here. So we could deploy in this open terrain just north of Kernstown. Would almost certainly meet them. But the other question is, I don't know where their additional armies are going to come. Man, this is open frickin' terrain. Not even much height, many heights. There's one nice little hill here. Some fence lines over here. All right, let's do this. We're going to put... Who's got the sharps? We're going to put Crittenden's division in single line on the right here on these fences. We're going to put Cadwallader's division in single line here in the center, and we'll probably build some parapets or whatnot to defend them. And then we'll put Kilm over here, because I'm guessing, well, no, because they're going to come up this roadway and probably work their way east. So actually, and we've been fighting around Milltown before a whole bunch of times. I just don't really want to fight there again. I like this U-shaped defensive position, but it doesn't It doesn't make sense for where they're going to come on the map. So they're going to come up this southern road. And then swing east. God, I hate this map. The terrain is like, where are we going to defend from? Especially since presumably we're going to be against superior enemy forces at some point. I'm guessing they'll have troops come on the map down here. Okay, let's do this. Put these guys here. So we'll block this road from the weak force here. Yeah, screw it. We'll just move these guys south. South of the ford down here. Problem is I don't have a good artillery position. There's no good high ground to hold. I guess we could hold over by the toll house. But like this is 3 really broken up divisions. Three-inch ord on the hill here. Okay. So I think this will actually work. These 2 artillery batteries have elevation and sight to guard the front for this division. These 2 artillery batteries should have some elevation advantage. Can always move them if not. This brigade's on slightly higher ground, I think. Go ahead and use our entrenching capabilities to block off the bridge. Nope, that's not going to work. There we go. Nice defensive line here. Wow, these guys are experienced. Thomas's brigade. Okay, so nice little trench line there. These guys are at a lower... They're using the river as cover, but it's not really a good spot to hold. So let's pull back a little bit. Okay. Deploy those troops in those parapets. Still leaves me 13 here. Yeah. Okay, those guys are in there. Here. I don't know. This might be a terrible defensive position, especially with strong enemy units that may end up outnumbering us considerably. We'll find out. Our flanks are open everywhere, which is great. Where's Patterson himself? There's just a very long sort of exposed position for us to try and hold. We do have a cavalry unit, and they do have Sharps carbines, so that's nice. They can fight dismounted too. So let's also build. We've got a little bit more, so let's go ahead and also, they could be coming up this roadway too, which is then not guarded. So we're going to put these guys here. Okay. I'm not aware of any online discussion, Tom, in Korea. I think this game would benefit greatly from being online, but to my knowledge, no plans. Could be wrong, though. Reserve the right, as always, to be wrong. That is my policy. Who the hell's this guy? 900 men. Oh, he commands the artillery reserve. Okay. So it is 5 o'clock in the morning. We've deployed our formation over a horrendously extended position. And we'll see where we run into the Rebs. Presumably first coming up the Valley Turnpike. Crook's cavalry is going to go in here. What's the range on these? 350 on the carbines, 500 on the rifles for the Sharps, 400 for the Springfield. So the 350, the carbines have a lesser range than Springfield rifles. It's good to know. Yeah, okay, this is good elevation, I think, to fire at the enemy. These guys are kind of in a bad position. They're in this weird elbow in the ground. I'm curious if the enemy's going to hang back and wait for their reinforcements or not. If they're really 14 hours away. All right. Well, we'll just be quiet for a few moments. You have a good feeling, Whale, or a not so good feeling? Now, if I was like a lot of Civil War generals, I would take the opportunity to get absolute shit-faced drunk right before a battle. All right, so we're going to go ahead and jump ahead. We do move forward and scout out the enemy. We do find the enemy's kind of hanging near the edge of the map, waiting for their reinforcements. And so I decide not to fight on the first day's battle because it would require pulling all my troops out of their defensive positions. So rather than do that, we give the initiative to the enemy and we just sit around for a day. So rather than make you wait for 20 minutes while I send some cavalry forward and we just kind of sit and wait, I'm going to go ahead and jump ahead to the next part of the battle when the enemy troops start coming up and when we start engaging them, and we'll pick things up there. That was actually kind of cool. Although, again, my trenches are backwards, which is funny. They can still shoot out that way, although maybe they will be much less effective. Maybe that's why. I don't know. All right, let's wait to see the enemy coming at us. It did tell us both enemy units did arrive here at the end of the day. Zolkoffer, 17,050 guns, 55 guns. Magruder's 12,020 guns. They have a lot of fucking artillery. The problem is there's really no direction like on these trenches. It doesn't really tell you what direction they're facing. Some of the UI elements in this game could use some considerable work. Yeah, I think that's true, Tom. That's probably true for all my trenches on the right. They're probably all facing the wrong direction. They all have this little dash line in the rear, which I'm assuming is actually the direction they're facing. The one exception is these guys on this hill on the left. They're coming up, boys. Coming up the road. All right, Crook, pull back. All right, let's hold things up. So we've got the lead brigade here is Hill's brigade with about 1,000 men. But I love the, by the way, I love the dust columns here. You get little indicators of enemy. We have 100 men in the Peninsular Cavalry. The Peninsula Army, by the way, or the, just, I love the dust clouds. It's like, oh, you can see the enemy stacked up. Oh shit, now it's raining. All right. Well, I should have ordered this as soon as I spotted the enemy. 2nd Division, go occupy those trenches. We're redeploying Kelm's division. Put the artillery up here on the high ground. Ooh, it's a nice little thunderstorm. Yeah, left-right is the way to go for trenches. Same for the breastworks, which I should have thought about. I guess I didn't really think that there was a front-back. I'm very interested to see if that'll impact the performance of the troops in the trenches. Like, are they going to take a bunch more casualties? Because in theory, the trenches are faced the wrong direction. But I don't think so. I think the way the game works is it's like you're either in the trench or you're not. Because when I attacked an enemy trench from multiple directions, I still got rocked. Right, so the enemy... God, look at the dust clouds behind it. It's like you know they're there, but you don't know what. Oh my god, look at that line. That's going to be a lot of fucking troops. Second division is moving. Or, what division is that? Is that the second? We've got 2 second divisions, boys. Yours truly can't count. I'm holding these guys in place just to guard the left in case one of the other armies comes up this roadway. No indication that they will, but... Let's do this. Let's pull the 1st Brigade out. Move them over here. Alright. Artillery has opened fire. 15 12-pound howitzers and... So I guess 30 guns have opened fire here, all 12-pound howitzers on the lead enemy column. Oh, shit. That's our general. Hey, he's just, you know, parlaying with the enemy. Get back in your line, sir. Don't get your ass shot. You'd think the rain would, like, push the dust down, but I don't know that the game is, taken that much into consideration. Commanders can get killed, so that would have been bad for Patterson to get killed. He's not a terribly good general, and I'd be happy to replace him, but on the flip side, it would hurt the morale of all the troops, so... I'm really annoyed that I faced my trenches the wrong direction. I would have loved to put up, like, obstacles and shit in the way. That's kind of cool, though. The boys have pulled out of the trenches on the left flank, and the division is moving. We'll leave 1 brigade here. Morgan's brigade in position. Raleigh, your brigade's going to be the reserve. Aren't the enemies stacking up on the roadway, but they're not advancing on us yet. Let's go ahead and fast forward a little bit. Some of these guys' morale is already low. They're flashing red, but we did rock some of these units in previous battles. Oh shit. I didn't want to do that. No, 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 no. Halt. Click the wrong button for that division commander. No. Didn't I tell you to halt? Somebody got the wrong orders. Fuck. Well, I clicked the unit. The way the commands for division commanders work is like if you click on a commander and you tell a unit to go somewhere, you tell the commander to go somewhere, the whole unit does. So now we've got the 1st Brigade engaging, although they did just rout an enemy artillery battalion, so good on them. Wonder if the AI is going to be reluctant to attack my trenches again. All right, Brooks, engage. Hills Brigade. Throw the head of their column into reverse. Bring up the Sharps rifles, boys. They're filing into position. These Lorenzas, they are. First time we're using Lorenzas in combat. Wrecked Hills detachment. Hills Brigade's falling back. Lol. Be more aggressive, gentlemen. It's the key to victory. Push forward on Ewell. Now we can hit with these guys at extreme range because they have Sharps rifles that almost double the range of what the Rebs have to bring against us. So General Cooper, James Cooper, he's infamous? Really? That's dumb. His unit's been like the heroes of multiple battles. Got a 2 brigade front here. Let's bring a 3rd up. Let's bring Raleigh up. This was going to be our reserve division, but fuck it. Just get them going, boys. Where are they going anyway? Like, look at these, all these troops off here on the right. Like, where are they marching to? Whole bunch of enemy troops down here back to the rear. They haven't been able to bring up the bulk of their soldiers yet. Fast forward this part. So we're gonna wreck Ewell's boys with my Sharps rifles. Just making it target practice. They're coming into line. You're in trouble. It's an open field fight, boys. Give them all you got. Oh, don't charge. Just engage. All right, Ewell is up to 500 casualties. We've taken less than 100. the flank a little bit. These brigades over here. Not sure if fuck it is a valid military strategy. You know what? Sometimes it is. Oh, someone's wounded. Brooks is wounded. Colonel Brooks. Oh no, Colonel Brooks. Hang in there, sir. I don't know why I'm talking like that. Give me the sharpshooters, boys. Ewell has broken. Maybe lost an arm too. There you go, boys. We're pushing them back on a one division front. They've got more troops, but they haven't been able to bring them all to bear yet. Hampton's Legion, Jones Brigade. All right, we're gonna wreck this battalion with our sharps as well. Keep firing, boys. Keep up your fire. Keep up your fire. The rest of the troops are probably like, what are you doing? Why are you out there all by yourselves? Alright, so we just wrecked Hampton's Legion. I think that's one of the brigades from the original Valley Army. I don't think we're going to engage the bulk of their troops. I think the enemies, if we break like these brigades to our front, the battle might just end. Okay. No one needs trenches. This is stand-up fighting, boys. Stand up, good old-fashioned fighting. Bring more of our defensive line forward. Let's keep up the pressure. Some of our guns are still firing, most of them are not. We're going to engage Hotchkiss. We're kind of engaging these guys almost in detail. Oh, another commander's wounded. Morgan. Colonel Brooks is wounded. And now James Morgan. Go engage Walker. Long range. So we've got Hotchkiss and Morgan both engaged. Southern, no, not discontinued. Currently on pause, though. Some stuff's going on. But it will get resolved, I believe. Either with our current setup or with a new opponent. Does rain affect the ammunition or anything? Powder getting wet? I don't know the answer to that. I mean, they did fight in a thunderstorm at Chantilly. By this period of time, I believe there's like wax on the cartridge to keep the moisture out, and then obviously they use percussion caps, which are made safe against the rain and elements. But I don't know at this, you know, I'm not sure. I mean, they did fight historically in battles like this. It was rare. It was not advised. All right. How are these two brigades firing back to back? They're both standing in each other's way. Oops. Clicked the wrong button. All right, boys. Keep up the pressure. The battle of whatever this will be called will be in a textbook somewhere as an accidental victory, assuming we win. Enemy brigades are stacking up on that road. Goes on to reserve brigades. Wincop and Negley, you're going to go up here. Artillery up. Go along this roadway. Have a nice little grand battery. Okay, everybody's moving forward now to be deployed. Guys are getting flanked. Their morale is starting to take a bit of a hit. Got a massive chain of smoke by all these units that are engaged. 500 casualties for Raleigh's brigade. Oh boy. One wonders how they may hold. We do have 2 brigades coming up to support that side. Got this whole other enemy army that's not even moved forward yet. Oh god. Look at all these additional troops coming up. Reminds me of Gettysburg. General will push back 2 corps, but there are 5 more coming. Fire into Ripley's brigade. Get them to run. Go, boys, poured into them. I think Brooks's brigade's gonna need a bit of a break. Same for Raleigh's brigade. But the enemy is pulling back. We're driving them, boys. Those brigades over this way. Seems like the need for the reserve on the right's gone. Now it's going to be on the left. That's where that large enemy force is still unengaged. Winder's brigade is withdrawn. The enemy brigade under Winder. Looks like they're retreating. They're all marching away. We got them. Technically, the enemy hasn't lost yet. The game isn't telling us that they're retreating, but it looks like they are. Meanwhile, my artillery getting into position along this roadway in this open terrain a little bit late. The stream shouldn't have crashed. It says it's live. Might have been on your end. Okay. Keep driving forward, boys. I wonder where they're withdrawing to. Are they going to go off the map? Lull AI. Lull. Go charge those guns. Sabers out. They're running. In comes the cavalry. Saber 'em, boys. Probably not smart with Ashby's brigade right there unengaged. Got him. Oops. All right, so we've got Sharp's carbines on these horsemen who are now dismounted. This brigade is running. The enemy's retreating. Well, we already knew that, kind of. Not a lot I can do to pursue, I don't think. There you go, victory. A minor federal victory. That feels a little more than minor. The enemy didn't get all of their troops into action here. It says that they had 35,000 infantry, total of 36,000 troops. They're supposed to have more than that, weren't they? In any event, they lost 5 cavalry, 5,500 infantry, 35 guns, for 5,500 men total, with 1,900 losses on our own. So that didn't quite end up being the epic big battle I thought it might be. But with that being said, that's where we're going to wrap this episode up. That's where the stream ended as well. So I hope you guys did enjoy yet another look at Grand Tactician, the Civil War, a new Civil War grand strategy and tactical war game out, and our Union Let's Play series, which continues unabated. Until next time, this is the Historical Gamer once again saying thank you very much for watching, and until next time, I'm out.